Good evening and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Neil Baker and John Underwood on the back of yesterday's successful playoff game. How are you both?
Very well, thanks.
I think I've been better. My voice is struggling a little bit, but yeah.
All right, we'll start with John. How are you, John? Obviously yesterday's game, big day. How were the nerves before?
I think we were all a little bit nervous, to be honest. We tried to play that down and try and relax the boys as much as we could. But it was such a big day for all of us. You know, we all went in there with some nerves, and I think probably some hit it better than others. A lot of excitement on the way up, and I think as we got closer to kick-off and you see the crowd starting to build, you know, you realise what a big occasion it is. And I think if anyone yesterday who was involved didn't have nerves, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, what were the conditions like? What did you make of it at Kettering?
Well, you know, we went up there early on in the season, and we knew what to expect in terms of the actual place. You know, it's small changing rooms. Obviously, I think that they'd played at county level before. I think Burton, Latimer. They've done a lot of work actually to the ground itself. You know, they've opened it right up, but you know the pitch was obviously not in great condition. And we knew that. You know, we'd spoken to a lot of people who'd played there recently, and they'd said, you know, that the pitch wasn't great, and you know, we knew that obviously with the wind as well, which was pretty strong, it was going to be difficult conditions for a game of football.
Yeah, team selection?
I mean, fairly straightforward. I think obviously we were missing Eddie, which was a blow. But the lads had played so well at rugby on the Tuesday, we didn't really want to make any changes. So we made one straightforward change, bringing Adam Cornell in for Eddie. And we left everything else the same. We were able to bring in Scott Harris on the bench. He did a light training session on Saturday. Probably only 80% fit, but we wanted to have another forward there as an option in case we needed him. So, yeah, it was a fairly straightforward selection. And I've got to say as well that Adam Cornell did fantastic. I thought he played ever so well.
Yeah, the start of the game was pretty frenetic. First 20 didn't really settle. Were you happy after the first 15, 20 minutes?
Well, in those types of games, as John alluded to earlier, with nerves, I think that did have a bit of a part to play. I felt that we were a little bit sloppy. You know, sometimes where we could have probably passed the ball a little bit better. I don't think we did. And obviously they then scored after, I think, about 14, 15 minutes. Unfortunately, George's the lad's got probably the wrong side of George, and he's just tried to correct it. And unfortunately, as he's done that, he's sort of got a touch on the ball, and Summers was coming for it at the same time, and it's just gone over his head. So, you know, it was probably a typical start to a game that you would expect in a playoff game where things are a little bit rushed. You know, there's not an awful lot of quality, but obviously the first goal, you know, gave them a little bit of they just started to take control of the game once they scored the first goal.
Yeah, was it a combination of them starting better and then gaining confidence from it? Was it that we weren't playing to our ability, or was it a bit of the conditions? What was the main factors in that?
I don't think there was a lot in it in the first 20 minutes. I don't think they were miles better than us. I just think the conditions did play a part. We found it hard to defend against the wind, and we found it difficult to get out first half at times. And when they threw balls in the box, they did so with quality. And it made it, we struggled to get it away with any great distance. And to be honest, the way the second half then panned out, I think that did definitely play a factor, because they had the same problems in the second half.
Yeah, all 5 goals were scored down one end.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think also, we did say, we said to our lads at half time, we felt that we could have dealt a little bit better at times with balls that were sort of coming 50 or 60 yards. We felt a few times that maybe a bit more communication. We could have let the ball sort of run through to the key, to Summers a couple of times and even out of play. So we did cause a few of our own problems in the first half, but as John said, it was actually quite a strong wind, and that did have a big impact on the game.
Yeah, based upon what you're saying, and obviously the pressure that grew after their initial goal and the chances that they were creating towards the end of the first half, were you happy to go in at 2-0 down?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. But I think they had a dangerous free kick right on half time, and I was worried they'd get a third, and that would be too much of a mountain to climb. But in fact, at 2-0, of course, we didn't want to be 2 down, but you felt that there was a chance, and you know, we just went in there and tried to be really positive. We didn't change a huge amount. We said to our 2 wide boys who we'd asked to tuck in, because they play a 3 in midfield, we'd asked them to tuck in before the game. We kind of abandoned that and just pushed them on and went for it, really. And we knew that if we got a goal, then they could potentially panic a little bit. And you know, it's you see it so many times at all levels, and that's exactly how it panned out. You know, that goal gave us our belief, and it put some doubts in their minds. And I thought from the moment we scored the first goal, I thought we completely dominated the game.
Yeah, the tempo seemed a lot higher, and the momentum was certainly with you. The crowd then went quiet as well, and you were really pushing on a good deal of chances. JD did well. Yeah,
listen, everyone did well. You know, that was one of the things we talked about. You know, talked about the crowd and you know, the fact that the pressure was on Kettering to win the game. You know, they probably had, you know, probably close to 1,800 of their own fans in the ground, and we knew that if we could get a goal, then they might start to turn on them a little bit. And I don't think they turned on them, but you know, all of a sudden they start to panic a little bit. And you know, we said in the change room at half time that 2-0 is one of those score lines that, you know, you can never tell what's going to happen, because the next goal is so important. And we said that if we did get the next goal, that we could go on and get something from the game, and that's exactly what we did. We just had plenty of belief that we'd do it.
What were your feelings, John, when Clergy's initial shot was blocked on the line? Or do you think, oh, hang on, this might not go quite to plan?
To be honest, I felt confident at that point, because we were playing so well. I thought we were really causing them problems. So, no, I always felt more chances had come. And so, no, I mean, I don't want to sound, you know, you're never overconfident in these games. But I think when it got to 2-2 and then to 3-2, I probably felt more relaxed than I thought I would, just because I just felt, no disrespect to them, but I just felt they'd gone a little bit, and I just felt that they were there for the taking at that point, and our boys were just all over. They knew it as well. You could see it. It was just mentally we went up and they went down, and I think at that point there was only one winner.
Yeah, I think you know, myself and John, we're both on that same page, because I think we probably felt more nervous even in the 89th minute of rugby than we did for the last sort of 5-10 minutes against Kettering. And as he said, no disrespect to them, it was just we felt that we were relatively in control, because I think that they felt in themselves that they had lost it.
And then what was your emotions at that final whistle?
I didn't know what to do, to be honest. Everyone was running around and screaming, and I think, you know, one thing that stuck with me when we lost in the playoffs last year against Biggleswade was how their management team handled winning and came straight to us, and you know, we both made a point of making sure that we went to their players, because, you know, I think that's the right thing to do, and you know, wish them all the best. And there was plenty of time for us to enjoy ourselves, and yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, the chairman came on the pitch, and you know, the lads went over to the supporters, and there were some great moments. I've seen some of the pictures, and they kind of bring it all back. It was just a brilliant feeling.
I don't think, you know, you can really put into words, you know, the emotions you feel. I mean, both me and John put in so much time and effort into our football, and you know, and as did the players. And you know, it's just the culmination of a great year, a tough year, you know, a really, really, really tough year. You know, with everything we've had to contend with this year, you know, with the injuries and whatever else, and it's you know, it's culminated in promotion, which is just something that we couldn't quite sort of fathom or believe in December or January. So, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I also, you know, I haven't really mentioned too many of the players. I thought they were all absolutely, you know, fantastic. Their attitudes yesterday, and obviously Johnny and Jamie will get the plaudits, you know, because of their goals, and rightly so. But there was some real strong performances out there, and even, you know, somebody like Ryan Parsons, who for me, you know, he's probably been you know, 85% for the last 2 games with a hamstring problem, and he's just strapped himself up, and he's just pushed himself through for the team, and you know, he's one of many. You know, you can go around and pick out every single one of them, because they've been absolutely fantastic.
So after you got off the pitch, what were the celebrations like in the changing room and in the bar afterwards?
more of the same. It was just a feeling of excitement and lots of man love going on, lots of hugging and kissing, and it was great. And yeah, it just didn't seem to stop, did it? We got on the coach and we had a few beers on the coach, and we
well, probably more than a few.
More than a few. Went back to the Herschel Arms in Slough and got a great reception there. A lot of the supporters had gone back there, and we just had a really good evening, just celebrating what we'd done. And it was great that so many, all the players went back there, and so many of the Slough supporters and kind of officials were there as well. And it was just a really great day and night.
I don't, I can't believe, the amount of people that were there and things like that. But what I couldn't quite sort of gather was, like, I didn't realise that they hadn't actually been promoted in 24 years, and I didn't realise actually how big it was, for us to be able to go and do that in our first year. For 24 years they haven't had that elation of promotion, and we've gone and done it for them, and you saw the looks on some of the guys and everyone's faces, and it meant so much to them. And look, obviously it means loads to us, but they are the lifeblood of any club, the fans are, and it's absolutely fantastic that we've been able to do that for them. And it is nice to, we obviously had a few comments early on in the season where I think there might have been a few doubters, but it's nice to be able to sort of say, well, look, actually we've gone through with it, and we've done what we wanted to do.
Yeah, and a fantastic night was had by all I know. It was a great occasion for all of the Slough community. Now moving forward from that, obviously you're going to have a bit of time to sink in. There's the awards night on Friday.
Yeah, we've got end of season awards on Friday, which is now going to be a great occasion. So we're all looking forward to that. The boys just love being around each other, so it'd be great to be able to do that again so soon.
Bit more man love.
Bit more man love, I'm sure. And then we've got a tour in the summer. We're going away for 4 nights to Portugal. I think there's about 8.
Pre-season training.
No, there won't be any training. Plenty of drinking done now.
There might be a bit of beach football, but doubtful, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's something we've been looking forward to anyway. But it takes on even more importance now. It's just going to be a brilliant occasion, just a chance for us to celebrate what we've done and look forward to what's going to be a brilliant season next year. We're obviously haven't thought that far ahead yet, but. For us to go and manage a side at that level and some of the big clubs in that league is a real challenge, and it's going to be so exciting to visit some of these places and see what we can do.
Yeah, some long scouting trips next season then.
Yeah, probably, more than likely. And, I can't wait. It's for the last 2 years we've been in the Southern Central with obviously Slough this year and Godalming last year. And it's always nice to be facing a lot of new sides, and there's a lot of big sides in the Southern Prem, and I can't wait to get going, to be honest.
Well, thank you ever so much for your time, gents. I'm going to let you get on so you can recover. I don't want to ask you too many more questions. You might not hold up too much.
I think
cheers, John.
I think that's I think we're both in that state, so that's all good.
All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers.